Hi, I'm Stephanie Zimmer, and this is my educational technology internship. A little bit about me. I'm a sixth-year teacher teaching kindergarten at Woodridge Elementary School in Prince George's County. I'm working towards my master's in educational technology at Loyola University. The goals of my internship, there were three that I focused on throughout the school year. The first was creating a technology team within the building to support staff with technology integration and ongoing professional development. The second was to provide that professional development not only to the staff members at Woodridge Elementary School, but also to the parents. And the last goal, which also became the main focus of my internship, was to rebrand the school using social media tools. These tools specifically focused on Facebook and Twitter, but it also included our school website. A timeline of my internship can be broken into the 4 quarters of this school year. My school year began in the fall of 2017, specifically in August. A week before pre-service, I met with my principal and assistant principal to create goals for technology for the 2017-2018 school year. As a result of that meeting, I came up with my technology plan for the school year. This plan included identifying the members of the technology team and the different areas that I would like to focus on for the upcoming school year. These areas included the school website, as well as the school's social media and the plans that I have for them, the amount of times we would update them, as well as where I think they could go. The next area was focusing on the morning news show. Now, I was just an advisor to this, but I met with Ms. Nomnius, who was in charge, and we came up with some ideas of where we'd like the morning news show to go. My principal was interested in seeing a back-to-school showcase that encompassed all the technology we used in the building that we could show to parents on back-to-school night. And the last area was a parent workshop on all the different technology resources within our building. My role as a technology leader began during pre-service week. I trained the staff on the norms for technology use within our building. I modeled proper use of technology that they could roll out with their students, as well as introducing the Chromebook contract that I created that students needed to have signed and have their parents sign before they could use technology within our building. During the second week of school, I met with the technology team where we created goals for ourselves as a team as well as our roles. Unfortunately, due to the fact that almost every member of my team was also part of 1 to 2 more committees, this was our only technology team meeting. But they did support me if I ever needed help throughout the year. But unfortunately, my first objective wasn't met because that was our only team meeting. I then went to focusing on our back-to-school night. This is where our back-to-school showcase on technology was presented. It was presented to the parents as the teachers went up to their classrooms at back-to-school night, and the parents needed to give the teachers some time. It showcased our morning news show, our coding club that we had the year before, how our kindergartners and 3rd through 6th graders use technology in the classroom. I also spent the rest of first quarter working with staff on different needs, whether that be installing printers on new laptops, using my PPS for their needs with SLOs and other areas, as well as any other professional development needs that they felt they needed when it came to technology. Moving into second quarter, my focus is mainly maintenance and training. I started with my parent workshop, where I met with my parent liaison and school counselor to create the parent workshop mainly focused on technology. We decided to focus it on Mayan because one of the members of our staff was also a Mayan trainer within the county. Focused on Waterford because all of our K-2 students use this program daily, and also the parent portal so that parents knew how to access it and could look at their students' grades. Throughout the second quarter, I provided technology updates to the staff. This included anything I learned at my technology facilitator meetings, any emails that I may get from the county, as well as anything that I found of interest. One of the things that I did do as a result of my technology facilitators meeting was plan a professional development on Breakout EDU, as each Title I school was given a kit. Unfortunately, due to our collaborative planning schedule, I was not able to present this professional development to the staff, but I did slowly introduce it one-on-one to some of the teachers that I knew would use Breakout EDU in their classrooms. Also, as our robotics program got on the way, I helped Miss Reddick update the computers, make sure she had everything she needed, and was her constant support for anything she needed related to that program. Moving into third quarter, it was more of an ongoing training for myself as well as some of the staff members. I was able to attend Google Apps for Education Summit. As a result of this summit, I was able to come up with an abundance of resources to present to the staff. Again, due to time constraints at staff meetings and collaborative planning, there was never enough time to present what I learned at this conference. Instead, I created a Google Classroom. In this Google Classroom, I put all of the presenters' slides with their permission, as well as documents that I thought might be useful. I also created a screencastify of a Google Chrome extension I learned about at the summit that could be used with our grading platform that could make life a lot easier for our teachers. And again, I always provided ongoing technology support. So because I wasn't able to present in a formal manner, I let teachers know that they could stop in my room or email me at any time for any help they may need. At the beginning of fourth quarter, our focus was on iCommunity. It's a Title I showcase of all the technology used within our buildings. That spent a lot of time being prepped, as it was a website and a booth at a fair. And I took my student tech team there to present the iCommunity showcase. They did a wonderful job, and they even created their own website for this event. I then took part in a parent workshop. I didn't play a large role, but initially we wanted to Facebook Live the event. Unfortunately, our county blocks Facebook, so therefore I came up with the idea of YouTube live streaming the workshops so that any parent that was not there could attend. And lastly came the end of the year technology closeout. This is a pretty large task, as we are one-to-one devices from second grade to sixth grade. Teachers were to make sure that all Chromebooks were shut down for the summer, that everything was accounted for, and they had to report to me anything that was broken. In turn, I created a technology inventory that let me know all of the barcodes of every computer within the school so that we were able to track them throughout. And also, I inventoried all visualizers and projectors so that we knew what we had within the building. Next, I would like to address the key concepts that I felt that my internship met this year. The first key concept is for communication skills, but I want to specifically focus on technology tools to collaborate with others inside and outside of the classroom. On a school-wide level, we all watch the morning news show each morning. The morning news show is done by a group of students in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, led by staff member Miss Nomnius. And all of the information that they present is about things going on within the building, before school or after school, or things that students have done. And it is presented on camera each day. The morning news show is live streamed using OBS software that live streams directly to my YouTube channel. So each morning, the students come to my classroom and pick up a laptop. They open OBS and they start recording and stop recording. Once they've returned the laptop to me, I then email this out to the entire staff. Anybody is able to share whatever they would like with the building via the morning news. The students have even started giving facts of the day, riddles, and played different games that would have you answer questions, and the winner would be announced the next day. The goal was to take the morning news show from just being live streamed in the media center with a Wildcat background, which, as you can see, was not the case this year because the room that we were being live streamed in was being used for something else. They were just in the media center, but we wanted to get a green screen. But because we did not have one specific place where the students were recording the morning news show each day, we were not able to use the green screen like we had hoped this year. The next way we use technology tools to collaborate with colleagues is through the use of Google Classroom. Woodridge has a number of Google Classrooms for our collaborative planning to keep track of all of our professional developments, but this is my own Google Classroom that I created to share key technology updates with the staff. I created this Google Classroom after I attended Google Apps for Education Summit because I had so many resources I didn't want to get lost in someone's email. So I created a Google Classroom so that they could come back and access it whenever they would like. I posted presentations from speakers, resources that either I created or I have found, and I encouraged other teachers to do as well. As you can see right here is where I posted our technology showcase website that the students created so that the teachers could see what great work our students were doing. Another way we met this concept is through the use of parent live streams. So when we would have a parent workshop, especially this one, which was our parent health fair focusing on mental health, we held it in the morning because it was the most accessible time and we had the best turnout, but we knew we weren't reaching all of the parents and we wanted to make it so that all the parents had these important resources. So we used the same operating system, OBS, to live stream the workshop, and we posted it on our Twitter and our Facebook. It would have gone on our website, but there was issues with uploading that to our website so that any parent that was not able to attend could also see what was happening. We also continuously used Facebook and Twitter throughout the school year. We focused Facebook on more of the announcements and upcoming events that were posted. Any pictures that people shared were posted to our school's Facebook. The reason this wasn't as big of a social media as we had originally hoped is that the access to the social media is limited when we are at school. We also used Twitter a lot, and we were able to access Twitter. The school didn't block Twitter, so I was able to showcase happenings at the school because it was on my phone. I could walk around the school and take live pictures and share what was happening in each classroom, as well as sharing our YouTube live links and other important announcement information as well. The next key concept is 7, digital citizenship. And this is such an important part of technology in the classroom. So the first part is that we created technology norms. It was created for the teachers by the technology team. It set up expectations for how to roll out your Chromebooks, how to treat Chromebooks, the expectations for those. If you are still one of the classrooms that had desktop computers, how to handle those. We have a beautiful computer lab in our media center and the expectations of how that should be treated and the way it should look, as well as our projectors, and asking for help. We had many people that were willing to help with technology, and myself included, but we wanted to make sure that it was known that it wasn't interrupting our class time. We also talked to the teachers during pre-service week to make sure that they're talking about proper use with their students and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. That brings us to the next part of digital citizenship, which is the Chromebook contract that was created by the technology team as expectations for the students. Each teacher was given a copy of Chromebook contracts to give to their students and explain to them. It laid out what they will be able to do and proper uses and the consequences for what happens if they did not properly use their Chromebooks. This was not only signed by the student, but their parent as well. So the next concept addressed was leadership skills. As I mentioned when I talked about my technology timeline, I created a technology plan based off the goals that my administration had put into place for technology that year. We also focused on how to rebrand the school. So this is the plan that I created. It seems very small, but in the end, it was a lot more than I think I even realized. So we talked about the morning news show and where I would like it to go, as well as the back to school showcase, which went off without a hitch. The parent portal, we weren't as able to get as many people on as we would have liked because we had to reschedule, and that was our November workshop. I set social media goals, so updating it daily in real time with pictures. Daily was an unrealistic expectation. As a classroom teacher, I didn't have time to constantly be updating the social media of the school. But I did manage to post at a minimum of once a week for the majority of the school year. Facebook, as I mentioned before as well, was harder than I thought it was going to be because it was blocked by the county. I was only able to access it when I was at home, and that makes it not in as real time as we would have liked. I did provide a professional development to the staff on how to use Twitter and the ways to use Twitter. We did increase from about 2 staff members on Twitter to 4 on Twitter, and many more that would go on and look. They didn't want to create a profile, but they would go and they'd say, oh, I saw this on the Twitter account, or this or this. And as a staff, we never grew from those social medias because we were still stuck in the implementation of Twitter. So it never grew from trying to find other social medias to use with the students. And the other major part of my plan was the school website. Creating a new layout that would be 3 columns. That did happen. I wanted the colors to be more bright with a graphic visual. Now, I did have the chance to create a new visual with a friend who is in design, but because I was unfamiliar with the program and unable to go to trainings, it has not been uploaded onto the website yet. So about half of what I wanted to accomplish about the website did get accomplished. I did change the staff list. I never got to create the clubs page, and our school newsletter never happened this year, but we're hoping to make that an important part of our next school year. Key concepts 11 was staff development. So this didn't happen in the way that I had originally envisioned when I laid out my school plan. The goal was that there would be a primary team and an intermediate team member on the technology team that would be able to present technology at collaborative planning, because once every 4 weeks was a professional development day in collaborative planning. The problem is that math professional developments or reading professional developments took up the time instead of having time to showcase technology professional developments. Therefore, I fit in my times when I could. I was able to do a training on Twitter for the staff, but everything else happened on more of a one-to-one basis. So teachers would just stop in with questions or ask for help or email me for help as well. And I also created the Google Classroom. A lot of teachers said that the resources that they saw on there were very beneficial and helped them use or try new things within their classroom. I was also able to present to the parents twice this year. The first was on my tech showcase. So when all the other teachers went upstairs to get ready to present to the parents, I was able to stay downstairs, show all of the technology, which was narrated, so they knew what was happening. And the pictures on the bottom are pictures from our Mayan and Waterford workshop. We had a representative from Waterford, come out and present, as well as myself and another staff member were there to help teach about the different technology tools. The next key concept was digital video. The first digital video that I created was one that I edited. It was for our Title I showcase. So our kindergarten students use iPods. So I had each one of my students explain how they use their iPod. This is an example of them using Seesaw and how they use it. And it was clips that I edited to put together. It was on our showcase website, as well as playing on an iPad when we were at the showcase. The next digital video types that I created were screencasts. These are two in particular that I use to teach staff members different things. This one on the left was a screencast that I created to teach the teachers about a new Google Chrome extension that we could use with our grading platform, SchoolMax, that makes life a little bit easier. And the one on the right is a screencast that I actually created in class a year and a half ago in ET 605, I believe. But it was one that I did hand to the people that ran the morning news show, so they knew how to download the software and utilize the software to live stream our morning announcements. And the last digital video is those live recordings again. So we had many events throughout the year where we thought it was important to live stream and post them on our Twitter and our Facebook. Another one of those events are the live streams of our Black History Month program. There was a weather emergency where it had to be rescheduled, and so it was put on during the morning instead of at night. And we knew that parent turnout might not be as high as we would have liked, and we wanted to make sure that our parents could see it. So we live streamed our program so that everyone could see. Here are some of the challenges and accomplishments of my internship. The challenges were that there just was not enough time to meet with my team, and each member had too many roles that they were playing within the building. So there were conflicting schedules a lot of the times. And there was just also no time for me to present professional development to help the teachers grow in their technology integration. I just kept getting bumped off collaborative planning agendas as well as staff meeting agendas because there wasn't enough time. But there were some accomplishments. I was able to post to social media multiple times a month. I provided one-to-one professional development to the staff. And I also made a decent amount of progress on rebranding the school when it came to the website, Twitter, and Facebook. Some of the changes that I would make into the next school year would to be focus on creating a strong technology team and scheduling meetings ahead of time, being like we're meeting the first Tuesday of every month so that when they're in another committee meeting, they can say, I already have a meeting that day, can we reschedule? And also having a technology professional development calendar and sticking to it, making sure it's kind of set in stone so that everybody knows when and where to be. That is all for my internship, so thank you for listening.